Shabbat Shalom, everyone. The past several weeks have been graduation weeks. These days when our children complete a chapter of their lives and anticipate what comes next. And one of the great traditions of graduation, of course, is to have a student representative offer some words to their classmates. And this, to me, is the most sincere and the most emotional part of a graduation. Because these students aren't there to impress their teachers or their parents. They're there to offer perspective of their class, to speak in invariably inside jokes and callbacks to moments that exist just for them. They're honest, they're sweet, and without fail, they always contain, or at least allude to, one very important thing that I think speaks to us and to who we are. In some way, in some capacity, these student speeches always include a vulnerable moment of reluctance, of not wanting to move on. Things have been good. Why would I want it to end? It's fair. I think we all get it. Why indeed would we want to move on from middle school or high school or college? Well, maybe middle school, that makes sense. But high school and college. Life is good. It doesn't get much better. Well, long before there were graduation speeches and commencement addresses and ceremonies, the same philosophical and existential dilemma was raised in our Torah. Our Parsha this week is a famous one, where Moshe Rabbeinu elects to send out 12 spies, one from each tribe, to scout out the land that Hashem has promised the Israelite people. They set out, they scope out the land, and when they returned, 10 of them offer a pretty strong message. Yes, the land is everything that you said it would be. It is a land flowing with milk and honey. It's great, it's beautiful, it is everything we've been promised. But do we really want to leave? I mean, we're going to have to fight when we cross that river into that territory. And if we survive, we're going to have to start doing things for ourselves. We're going to have to plant trees and grow crops and set up a society and build schools and infrastructure. We're going to have to trade with our neighbors and set up a political system. Is that what we want? And you know something? They have a good point. It's a valid point. Right now, life is good. Hashem provides everything for them. Their food, their protection, their spirituality, their raising to etra, everything is sababa. It's good. Except it's not. Because our parsha here is meant to teach us or to remind us of something very important, something that we often forget. Because it is built into our society that the pleasures of life are found in luxury and being attended to. That we know we've made it when we can hire people to do things for us. When we don't have to cook our food, when we don't have to clean our homes or mow our lawns, when if something breaks, we can just get out our credit cards and replace it. It is the message of our consumerism. Why do it yourself when you can pay to have it done for you? In that way, we are like the 10 spies. We know that there is good stuff on the other side of whatever it might be that we're looking at. But it's pretty nice to not have to worry about the effort, the complications, and the unknowns of reaching that other side. And sometimes, to be fair, that intuition is right. Sometimes it's nice to just not have to worry about something. But we sometimes we mistake ease for happiness. And those two are not always connected. In fact, the Torah argues time and time again that real joy and real meaning comes not from being attended to, but from pushing ourselves to do the hard things, to create, to build, to repair, to plant, to pray, to nourish with our koach, with our own two hands, with our own resolve and determination, because when we do, we give ourselves something that is invaluable. We give ourselves purpose. We give ourselves pride and accomplishment. We give ourselves worth. And there is perhaps nothing greater that we can give ourselves than the knowledge that we are capable of hard things, challenging things, annoying things, even mundane things. There are a lot of things that keep me up at night. Things that I worry about for our Jewish future, for our society, for our world. But the one that keeps me up most often is a fear of losing our sense of purpose, of becoming so radically disconnected from everything, from one another, from nature, from materials and projects, from our homes, from our neighborhoods, from our communities. What keeps me up the most is a fear of complacency, of saying to ourselves, things are okay on this side of the river, and then keeping ourselves from moving forward. But our tradition has a message for us, and it comes in the form of Caleb and Yehoshua, who say to Moshe and Aaron and to their fellow spies, this isn't it. We didn't leave Egypt so that we could forever eat manna and quail and wander with God's protection. We were liberated from the tethers of slavery so that we could once again know the treasure of creation, of autonomy, of connectivity to a world so filled with wonder and magic. And if we don't cross this river, we will sleepwalk through the rest of our lives. It is a warning that is directed to us right now. And I pray with all of my heart that we hear it, because doing things the easy way is convenient. But very often, the easy way is empty. It's void of meaning, of edification, of learning. And our souls are so thirsty for meaning, for edification, and for learning. So let us choose the hard way. Let us make a commitment to remove some of our shortcuts and modern day luxuries and to allow ourselves the blessing of being inconvenienced, the blessing of being called to interact with the world. Now, it doesn't have to be all the time. It doesn't have to be a full 180. But if we can try to get reconnected to our homes, to our food, to build and repair with our own hands, to take pride in our lawns, our gardens, then we can understand the kal v'chomer, the all the more so, the emphasis of so much more so when it comes to our relationships, our health, and our spiritual lives. We can do hard things. We are built to do hard things. And when we do, we are given such a beautiful reward. We are given the freedom, the pride, the purpose that we were born for. And that is everything. This is the reluctance of the graduation speech. I get it. Every time I hear them speak, I get it. It's hard to move on when things can feel so convenient, so good. But we are asked to go out and scout the land. and my fellow spies, it's going to be hard, but we can do it. Let's cross the river. Let's fight. Let's plant. Let's harvest, and let's build, because it is hard, because it is worth it. And so are we. Shabbat Shalom.